Welcome to a very cold but beautiful day down at Saundersfoot beach. So this is our first YouTube video, so welcome to the channel. It's been something I've wanted to do for ages, to be fair. I do lots of fishing, lots of foraging, so for Christmas my partner's bought me a GoPro, so I thought perfect opportunity today. It's Boxing Day and can't do any more sitting around the house and everything, so I've come down to Saundersfoot with the camera. I've also brought the drone round as well. So yeah, we'll see what we can get down here. So round here, guys, we do get a lot of shellfish. On the sign, for anyone who knows this mark as well, there's actually signs all along the beach to say be careful at low tide, because of the razor clam shells. They're very sharp. But yeah, this beach, normally you come down here in the summer and it's just rammed full of people taking mussels and cockles and everything. So we're just going to have a little walk along the shoreline, and then we'll go up to where the high tide mark is and have a look up there, see what we can find. So this is exactly what we're looking for, right? There's loads and loads and loads of mussels around here, but what I tend to do is only take ones that is a nice size. You know, there's plenty down here. There is people, I've seen them in the summer, they come down and they literally ransack the place. Even though they are plentiful, you know, rule of thumb, only take what you need. And what I do always do at the end of every forage, I had a look through my bag, and if I do think I've picked any up that are a bit small, I'll always take them back. Like, how beautiful is that? Absolutely stunning. I don't know how people can sit indoors all day when you've got this. Oh, I appreciate everyone doesn't live right by a beach, but it does you a world of good to get out, get some fresh air, especially sea air. So what we're doing, we're just checking, always looking in the little nooks and crannies, because we do get stuff when the tide comes up and then goes back out. It can like lodge stuff in between the rocks, so that's what we're looking for. See the mussels under there? There's so many here, but why, you know, pick ones that are a bit small when there's so many to choose from? You may as well have quality over quantity. As I said, I've been down here so many times and there's been people literally filling carrier bags full, and I just think to myself, you're going to spoil it for everyone else. If everybody come down here and done the same, there'd be nothing left. So got to look after it. So what I've got here is literally just like a little telescopic, I think it's like a snake handling hook, but it just helps, rather than, you know, when you see something and bending down all the time to turn it over to see if there's anything in a shell, or I can just, you know, without bending over all the time, because I don't have the best back. Spend a lot of time down these beaches, especially further along the coastline. I've got a caravan down Manabia, so we spend a lot of time down fresh water. There we go, look, perfect example. So I want to say that's a soft shell clam, and then we've also got razor clams, which would be one of these here, and then mussels, cockles, winkles, limpets. There's loads down here, so I'm hoping I can show you all of these things. I did come down yesterday and had a little look, and I'm gutted I didn't bring the camera, because that would have made a good video yesterday, but it was probably more cold yesterday than it was today. So I thought I'll give it another go today, but for anyone who knows, two tides are never the same. Yesterday just seemed to be a good tide and had brought everything up onto the shoreline. Today might not be as good, but we'll keep looking, seeing what we find. So whilst I'm walking over towards the other side of the beach now, there's a cockle bed over there. So we're going to take a walk over there now. I thought I'd just give you a bit of an insight to what I'm going to be posting on the channel. So as I've just mentioned, I've got a caravan down in Manabia, but I've also got an Alaska 500 fishing boat, and spend a lot of time down west on the boat, bass fishing, taupe fishing. We also go out from Oxford Bay down Swansea way as well. And yeah, I just do so much fishing and foraging, and I love what I watch on YouTube, or all the other YouTubers that are doing all of this fishing and foraging content. Like every single night religiously before I go to bed, that's what I'd watch. And I know there's so many of you guys as well who enjoy watching that kind of thing. So I thought, why not bring a camera? Because I'm doing it for me anyway. I may as well take a camera, and hopefully other people can enjoy the videos as well. But yeah, hopefully, this is a perfect opportunity now just to do a small video, introduce myself, introduce what I'm going to be doing onto the channel. And then hopefully next time I'm out, then we'll have a rod and reel and get after some fish. Let's look at it all. Brought the drone as well, so we'll get some cool videos with that as well. That wasn't a Christmas present, I've had that, but my new GoPro is. So thank you, Amy, if you're watching. I think what we'll do as well, if we get a good forage today, we'll do a catch and cook video as well. Maybe we can get some mussels and cockles and do something, I don't know, like in a creamy white wine sauce, so crusty baguette, all that jazz. You can see my cooking skills as well then, because I definitely don't have any. I was thinking to myself, I am literally at this moment, all the gear, no idea. I've got all the drones, the cameras, everything, but I've got no idea how to do bloody YouTube videos and everything. So apologies if it's not up to scratch. I am trying, and hopefully I do get better at them. God loves a trier, yeah? So these, like we've walked past loads of these are empty cockle shells. There's loads and loads of them. I think pretty much all of this beach is just like a cockle bed, because they are everywhere. Mussels can be hit and miss down here, to be fair. I've come down sometimes and within about 5 minutes I've completed what I'm out for. And then I've been down here other times for like an hour and a half constantly looking and can't find any. Don't get me wrong, there's plenty there, but they're just too small. See all these are mussels, but they've got loads of barnacles all over them. Are they barnacles, or are they like no, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I'm open to constructive criticism. Because I don't preach to be amazing at this kind of stuff. I just enjoy doing it. See, so this would be a razor clam now. So in there it's full of sand. But in there is a clam, and it's got like a big foot. And what that does, it like pulsates like that, it does. And it grabs the sand and helps it, pull itself under. But what you can find in the sand is like little keyholes, they look like. I have brought some salt, so if you find any, I can show you. But you see like a little keyhole shape in the sand, and then you tip some salt on it, and what the razor clam does, it like kind of rejects all the salt and pumps it out, and then tries to use his foot to get away from the salt. And then they literally, it looks alien, they come up out of the sand, and then you just grab them. Hopefully, if I can see one. I haven't got my glasses, so see what I mean about all these rocks are covered in mussels, but there isn't, you know, any that scream out that they're huge, ready for eating. So we just got to keep looking through them all to find the ones that look good. So I'm actually really gutted, right? Really gutted that I didn't have the camera on yesterday, because I haven't even told my partner this. There was loads of people over there walking dogs, and I was walking along the rocks and proper stacked it. Fell over, landed in a rock pool. And I had to get up and kind of like walk around the back of the of these rocks to like hide from the people who were watching me, and I was like bending over and like looking under the rocks to make out that I kind of meant to have done it. But yeah, proper stacked it yesterday. Was that a cockle? Yeah. So this is a cockle. It's mad because when you're used to seeing them in a little, you know, jar with vinegar in them, you don't think they're going to look like that. That's quite a small one. The ones I was getting the other day were literally the size of a golf ball. But yeah, this is one thing that we're looking for, but ideally a little bit bigger. So we'll pop him back in there, keep looking. So this one so when I'm pulling them off, right, they're attached to the rock, so it looks like hair. I don't know the correct terminology for it, but I call it like a beard. Their beard comes out, and see it over there, and anchors down onto the rocks. So all by here, where there's all of this but no mussels, they would have been all on here, anchored onto there, but when the waves, you know, and the swell, it washes them off. I was going to say we'll try to turn that rock over, but so see these right here, these are called limpets. Right there, might build that, yeah. And they've got like a orangey flesh inside of them. Not sure if you can eat them. I have used them before for bass fishing, well, fishing in general. Never caught off them, but someone told me that they were good bait, so I thought I'd give it a try. Never caught anything though. Pop them back. Under there as well, looks like eggs. I'm sure that's like sea snail eggs. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I'm you know, I'm not David Attenborough, but I am trying to learn. See, there's like a different kind of snail over there. Little sea snail. I just think it's so cool to come down. I always enjoy doing it as a kid, like going into rock pools and everything. I still enjoy doing it now. When you actually look of, you know, what's in our seas and stuff, it just amazes me. Right, that one looks a tidy size one. But there. No, a bit small. Well, they're not. You know, if you go to a restaurant, you're paying for them kind of size ones. But I just think it's silly to take them when they are plentiful here. So you may as well be very selective of the ones that you take. Like, I think this one looks a bit better, but yeah. Oh, she's full of sand. Always scares me, that does. They get filled with sand and then they close back up. Another good person to watch for this kind of stuff, I've even got my partner hooked on his videos, is the fish locker. If you check out his channel, like, he does a lot. He does a lot of the things that I would like to do, but he does do a lot of these foraging kind of videos. So if you're into this kind of stuff and you've never heard of him, highly recommend you checking him out. See what I mean about when I said they all get wedged in the crevices of the rocks and stuff? Rule of thumb for foraging, guys, whatever rocks you turn over or whatever you lift up, make sure you put it back, because that is something's home. Something does live in there, and these little sea creatures rely on these little rocks and stuff to hide away from the predators. So make sure you are, if you lift a rock up, put it back down as it was. See how they put their beards down to anchor to everything? It's what grounds them, otherwise they just float around in with the tide. When before you cook these as well, you'll scrape all this off, because you wouldn't want to cook this with all the barnacles on them. So, but I can show you all of that when we get back to the kitchen. When you're walking through all these rocks, you might not find anything for, 5-10 minutes, and then you'll come across a little rocky area, and then you'll find, some nice chunky ones. They're lovely sized ones, them. Not sure how good they're going to look on the camera, but they're not tiny. Whoa, that looks like a monster up there. See him, guys, under the rock? And I haven't got my glasses, so I'm surprised I've seen that. Whoa, that's a monster, that. That's a bit small. I think it looks a little bit bigger because it's got all the barnacles and everything on there, but still a nice size. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. What you don't want to do as well, say you don't want to do, but what you shouldn't do is harvest one area too heavy, because you should, scatter yourself about. So even if there is an area that's got so many of them, don't take them all from one area. Take a handful and then move on to your next place, because you have got to give them a bit of a chance. And there. So low water is in about an hour. That's one thing you should always check as well. Check the tide times and stuff. Don't just wing it, because you don't know how quick the tide can turn around and cut you off and everything. So always check that, because when you're on the beach and you're foraging, you're not really paying attention to what the water's doing. You're too busy, looking at all the rocks, and then before you know, you turn around and you can get cut off. So be mindful of that. So today we went into Tenby, because every year they do the Christmas swim. Got some cool drone footage of that, and I'll include that in this video as well. But that was taken from this morning, 11:30. They done the swim. Every single year they say to the kids, Daddy's going to do that next year, I'm going to do it. And then he comes and I realise how cold it is, and I'm like, nah. Right, this looks a nice size cockle. Yeah, that's a bit better. I do still pick them up bigger than this, but that is size one, compared to this then. See the size difference? So this is one that I would keep. I think I prefer cockles, to be fair, than mussels. I still, very much like mussels, but I think I do prefer cockles. And last time I went foraging, I took my partner and my little boy with us, and we was getting the razor clams, and I took a couple of them home to try them, and they're not too bad either. They just don't look like, if you're the type of person that eats with their eyes, then you're probably not going to want to try a razor clam. Another person which is good to watch is a guy called, I think it's Foraging with Craig Evans, another Welshman, but he teaches you about everything. You know, I didn't know how many seaweeds you could eat, but there's so many. But yeah, that's another channel worth checking out as well. That's one thing you'll never see me do, is putting down other people. Like, if I can, you know, say good things about other people and stuff, I'll never. It's the same as, like, if there's any fishermen watching this, you know, one thing that does my head in, do you know every fishing tackle shop you go in, they haven't got a good word to say about the other fishing tackle shop? And I'm like, oh, if that was me now and I went in and someone come into my shop and said, oh, have you got any ragworm? And I didn't have any there, I'd say, no, I haven't got any, but I don't know, Tom Evans down the road, he might have some, try them. But every fishing tackle shop you go in, you say that you've been been to this tackle shop, or you've been on this fishing boat, and everyone's like, oh, I can stay away from him. Oh, he won't get you on any fish. So it does my nothing. But yeah, one thing I always try and do is help other people. So yeah, I'm not saying I'm going to push loads of people over onto these channels and telling people to watch, but if I can do my bit to help people, you know, check out other channels, then I will. Found another juicy one by here. Either I've got really big hands and they don't look that big, but they are of a nice size, and as I said, I'm quite selective of what I pick. There may be other people out there watching this that will think they're too small and, you know, not to take them, but personally I don't think they're too bad. Like, I've gone to fancy restaurants and had mussels for starters and stuff, and looked at some of them and they're tiny. But on the other hand, I've also had like small mussels in restaurants, and they've been rammed, you know, and then I've harvested big mussels and cooked them, and when they open you have a tiny bit of flesh in there. So yeah, who knows? That just makes me so happy. Like, look at that. Honestly makes me happy. My mentality is, when I go fishing, if I catch a fish, that's just a bonus part of it. If I can get out of the house and get by the water and see all this, that beats it all for me. You know, I'm not the type of person to go out fishing and sit there for hours, you know, in the freezing cold and stuff like that. That isn't for me. I go out just for pleasure, seeing, you know, wildlife and beautiful scenes, and if I catch a fish, happy days. Obviously the whole point of this channel is to try and show you the fish, which I'm not too bad at, without blowing my own trumpet. I'm probably better than fishing than I am foraging. But we'll try. When you walk along this water's edge, what tends to happen is you see all the cockles. I'm not sure if that's where they get washed up, or where the waves that are coming up are washing them out of the cockle beds. And normally, well, I don't know if you can see them in the distance over there, there's birds. Birds are a big giveaway sign in fishing, because they're onto it straight away. So it wouldn't surprise me now if, when we get up to those birds up there, there may be something there. See, these are the ones we want. Can you see them all in there? I haven't got my wellies on. Bit of a rookie mistake, but yeah, there's loads, and they're all nice juicy ones. Like, why be greedy and, you know, take loads when you guys can see yourself how plentiful they are. So that's why I'm very selective of ones that I'll take, because there's just no point taking ones for the sake of it that are going to be tiny when you can pick out the big ones. Oh, are they puffins? I think. Or puffins, the ones with the orange beaks. Beautiful birds though. What else is good for foraging? Like, to be fair, I only ever come down west, so I haven't been anywhere else other than west. So I'm saying this is, you know, amazing and full. There might be other places that I'm unaware of that's 10 times better than this. That's one thing I want to do more next year now. Oh, that's a lovely size one. It's like the size of a golf ball. Yeah, as I was saying, that's one thing I want to do now in the new year, is travel a lot more. Like, I stick to what I know, which, you know, sometimes is a godsend because I know how to fish the marks and see stuff like this as well. If ever you see fishing line and stuff, take that with you, because wrap around birds, wrap around fish. So any fishing line, well, any rubbish to be fair. It's one thing I always make the kids do. If we're out and they kick rubbish across the floor, obviously I'm not going to make them pick something up that's unsafe or unsanitary. But if they pick it up, I'll say, right, if you can kick it, you can pick it up and put it in the bin. I'm going to start heading back now, guys. I'm parked right away past the harbour, which is all the way in the distance there, so we still got quite a bit of fairground to cover on the way back in. But I've just turned around now. I'm going to start making my way back. But we have, you know, we've got a bag full of mussels and cockles. We'll cook them up when we get home, and I'm going to have a gentle walk back now down to the car, and hopefully I can pick up some of the little bits on the way back. It's just so peaceful. To proper clear your mind. And I've heard so many of the men saying, well, not to be sexist, because women can go fishing as well, but I've seen so many men, you know, saying how much fishing just blocks everything out for them. You know, that you're faced with so many problems and stuff in life, and that is, for me anyway, the only time when I go fishing or when I'm out going foraging that my brain doesn't think about anything other than what I'm doing. And I struggle a lot as well, because I'm currently going through ADHD assessments at the moment, because I just have to keep busy all the time. I like routine. If something isn't in a routine, it literally blows my head. So for me, doing these kind of things is kind of my Ritalin then, if anything. It keeps me grounded, it keeps me calm. I just look out at that and think, wow, so blessed to live in this part of, well, I'm not even from down this way. I'm about hour 40 away, but we spend a lot of time down here. We've got a caravan down here, and we've come down for Christmas. I'm pretty much down here every weekend for the summer. I think what I'm going to do, whilst we've got a bit of light left now, I'm going to set the drone up, get some nice shots, and then we'll walk back up the rest of the beach then, get the camera back on. So just got back to the car now. Lovely walk, if anything, on the beach. But we're going to take a drive back now. I'm about 20 minutes away from the house. So we'll get back and I'll see if I can get my little helper to help me prepare the mussels and cockles. But I hope you enjoy everything so far. I'll see you back at the house. We'll cook up some food. And yeah, happy days. We are home. Does anyone else's house look like that? The front of it with all the rubbish for Christmas every year. Okay, so we're back in the kitchen now. These are the ones that we got earlier on the beach. These are ones that I got yesterday. So these have been purging for about 20 hours. So to regularly change the water to get all the sand out of them. Same detail with the cockles as well. So the plan is we're going to fry some onions, garlic and some chorizo in white wine and cream. And when it comes to cleaning off the mussels, what I do is just get like a butter knife and just scrape off all the barnacles. So these are the ones that we got from the forage today, which are still dirty and will still be full of sand. And then these are the ones that I got yesterday that I've been purging. You can see where all the barnacles have been on there, and I've scraped them all off. Obviously you wouldn't want to be steaming them when they've got the barnacles all over them, so make sure you give them a good clean. I want to be forever now. When you're steaming them, if they don't open, then don't eat them. Same goes for the cockles as well. I have had a couple that start opening up, but the minute you tap them, they close back up. So they're good to go, they're good to go. They need to be prepped, so I'll prep them, purge them overnight, and then they can be frozen down then for another time. Look at that. That's some Michelin star stuff down there, babe.
Yes.
Yeah?
We'll try.
A couple of crusty.
Look at the chorizo, a nice one.
Should we get into it? Let me put the camera and we'll try it, is it?
Yeah.
Am I in? Yes. Right, so. What?
Try this.
Yeah, eat that, but try the sauce. Dunk a little bit of. Yeah.
Just like that. Yeah.
Come on. Was it nice?
Oh yeah, no.
Are you being polite, or are you just being polite, or do you not like it? No, I like that. Or not for you?
The sauce is so good.
Lion.
No.
I know I told you.
No, the sauce is really nice.
Is it?
There's just a bit of sand in the mussel.
I purged them for long enough, so, and the water was clean.
Oh.
Let me try one.
So what do I eat on this? Nothing's inside.
Yeah, let me get you a fork. Because they do. The cockles seem to always come out of the shells. It's fine, you can eat it all. Don't look too much at it with food like that, just eat it.
What's it here though?
What?
That's the claw.
Was that one better or no?
Nicer.
Was that?
I like that one.
Do you want to try cockles? Better. I think they're nice anyway. Sandy.
You're laughing at.
They shouldn't be. Because I purged them for so long.
You're crunchy.
Let me try one. I must just give you a bad one.
Well, the last mussel I ate was stunning.
Was that? See if we can
Yeah.
get you another nice one then. Go.
Hot.
Nice. Dig in, baby.
I am. You're feeding me.
Yeah, I think you just had a bad cockle because I've had two nice ones now.
This one's handy.
Is that? Wow.
The sauce is nice though. So what kind of sauce is this then? Chorizo and cream and
I just
garlic.
winged it. I literally just winged it. Fried some onions, garlic, chorizo in butter. Added some white wine and some cream. And then just steamed the mussels in it. You like what you rate there?
For a woman who doesn't like fish, for an 8, 9?
Yep.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yummy.
This
Okay.
one haven't come out yet. Can you eat that?
Yeah.
I'm just doing this because what I've seen you doing.
It's a bit sandy.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Well, they've probably been in the water
Well,
for so long.
we live and learn. We just purge them longer. But we're gonna go now.
Yeah, but what about them people who do like these videos straight away?
Yeah, we can't eat them straight away.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's just a bit of sand in them, but the purging them is to make them a bit
That
more
was
nicer.
nice.
Yeah.
That was a nice one.
We could purge them a lot. The size on that one.
It's not open. Can you eat it?
Yeah, that's opened. Just not all the way.
Oh,
Do you want it?
you can have that one. I can't believe you caught these. Like this is a meal.
Well, I caught them because they were like thrown away from me. Sally catching them when they can't move.
You did a good job.
Thank you.
Well done, babe. Right.
Okay. Well, we're gonna go. We're gonna finish our meal.
Oh, Christmas
Our
Boxing
Christmas
Day.
Boxing Day meal. But hope you liked our my first video.
I'm a coaster.
Yeah, and many more to come. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Well done, baby.
Like that.
Do you like it?